So first we'll just start off, how are things going? Are you getting in the website and able to look around a little bit? Do you have any questions? Oh, I don't know why I disappeared.
Where the hell did you go?
There I am.
There you go.
I don't know why that did that, but that was weird. Do you have any questions? That sort of thing.
I've kind of been on it a little, not it's been a little bit. I wanted to kind of wait until after we talked to really like dive into it. Just because I don't want to like I kind of put in there, I was able to find my workout and starting it and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to think of what I want to put like for my transformation story and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about it. I just don't want to make mistakes or, I mean, I don't think that I necessarily would make a mistake, but you know what I mean? I want to be honest too and make sure that I'm, I don't know. I'm just trying to not overthink it, but not, yeah, it's weird, but
that's all right.
So I guess, I mean, I like talking to people with it. Like I've been like at work, I've been doing good, like talking to people about it. Like I have, a lot of the girls were doing these just like 30-day challenges, like calendar challenges that I'm finding. Like we just did a squat one and we started that on the 4th. And then I found a full body one that would be a little bit easier. And then like using the now modified moves that I know to help them just to try and encourage them. And like, there's a girl that actually signed up for, she's with a different coach, but she wasn't able to get past like the first week and a half and she was doing the 21-day fix. So I've been trying to help her want to get back into it, but I don't know. I guess I don't know if I like struggle. I don't want to seem pushy. I don't want to seem pushy. I don't want to like not talk correctly about everything because I don't know everything, obviously. And just those different types of things, I'm just really trying to absorb as much as I can at this point, because I feel like that's how I best, become educated as much as I can before I really try and get out there and like sell it. Like I'm not going to not sell it because I'm obviously seeing the results in myself, and even Luis not doing the Shakeology right now. He's even seeing the results. So, I mean, we're obviously very, I'm like totally, floored as to how I feel and everything. Like the fact that I've only had, for a handful of cups of coffee since the 4th of January has just been amazing to me. So
awesome.
It's been exciting. So I guess whatever, I'm ready to learn and absorb at this point. So
right, cool. Well, I appreciate your honesty. It's very normal to kind of feel lost or almost kind of overwhelmed and like, oh, I don't want to like say the wrong thing, but I don't know, but I want to help people and I want to like share what's going on. So I will tell you this. You are probably going to vomit on people, word vomit. You're probably going to overstep a couple times. It's just a learning process.
Right.
You find your voice. You probably are going to say a couple things and you're going to look back and go, I probably shouldn't have said that. But that's okay. That's how we learn, is by putting ourselves out there. But I will say this, as long as you're coming from a good place and you have good intentions and you are just putting yourself out there to try and help encourage them, and it's not about making the money or not about making the sale, and your intentions are good, that's how you're going to come across. As long as you set your intentions as you're just truly trying to help them because you know what it feels like and how good you feel, and you're just sharing that with people, that's how people are going to perceive you. But if you're like, oh, I gotta hit Success Club and I gotta close in on this sale, blah blah blah, then that's how
I'm like, I don't even know what any of that is. I'm like, I'm like, But so, I like the idea that I can, or I could, like, I mean, that's exciting, and I want to be able to get to that point where I know in the back of my mind, like, this is going to take me to this, but I don't want to be that way. I don't want to sound like I'm just, like, totally in it for the money or anything like that.
Right.
Like, I really want, so, yeah, like.
And And I love that you're doing a 30-day challenges, because that's just even further showing your intentions, that you're just offering help and trying to not only keep yourself accountable and moving forward and motivated, but you want to share that with other people to help get them on a healthier path too. So that also shows what your intentions truly are. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed, it's perfectly normal. So tonight is a good night for us to kind of regroup. I will show you a couple things. I'm going to do screen share. I'm going to show you a couple things there.
Okay.
And then each week we'll work on a small task, so that you're not like I just have all this stuff and you feel like, oh, what do I do now? We'll just work on a couple things each week, and then you can complete them instead of like having a bombarded list and you're like trying to check things off type of a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to move into screen share, and I'm going to show you on my computer just a couple of things that are important that I would like for you to be able to know where they are so you can find them. Can you see my screen okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So first off, over here on the left-hand side, do you know how to set favorites? Like set your groups? Okay. So
yeah, like the only ones that are in my favorite are the New Year one and the Team Living one.
Okay.
Like, those are the only things that I have in my favorites.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So the New Year group is going to be closing tomorrow. So I added the link for this group here, which is the LHF Fixin' Foodies. So go in there and get you're in that group already?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So then that will be the ongoing group until we get another group going, okay? So what I wanted to show you is when you go into Team Living Healthy and Fit, if you click on this cover photo here, I'm going to make this smaller here so that you can see a little better. If you click on this, it has all the vital information. It has coach relations. It has customer service for your customers. The national wake-up call is every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't get on that, which I don't usually get on it live, I usually listen to the playback. It has a playback number. There's also an MP3 file in your Coach Online office that you can download to your phone. So like if you want to listen to it on audio while you're driving or, something like that.
Yeah.
And I can show you that too. And then the Zoom link that I sent you tonight, which is here, that's for our coaching call. So our team's calls are the first and third and fifth. That's not on here, but because there's only a couple fifths, but the first, third, and fifth Wednesdays of every month. Okay. So that's going to be the link, or if you are on the road and you have to call in, that would be the call-in number. And then this is our Google Drive. So this is just important files that are in our group already, but I put them on a Google Drive so that they're easier to access because I know like my phone, I can pull up Google Drive easier than I can the files on Facebook. So, then you can actually save them to your phone and have like the 21-day fix script and those sorts of things right at your fingertips there.
Okay, cool.
And then the link to schedule a call with me is right here too. So even if I change this picture, this information will always stay the same. I will always make the description, all those vital things so that you have them right there for you.
Okay,
So
cool.
like, oh crap, where do I find her link? Or where do I find the Zoom call link and all that? It'll all be right there.
Okay, cool.
And then in the files here, again, there's a lot of really good information and you can just look through. I did make this. Have you looked at these videos here that I shared?
I've been trying to like one day at a time kind of peruse through things and like just trying to like get an idea of things. Like I watched is it Lisa, the one that just, or Leslie?
Leslie.
Whose group am I mean, who's the one that just did the phone call? The before you that did the group one?
Lori.
Lori, sorry, I knew it was an
No,
L.
it's okay. I was trying to.
Yeah, because I'm in her group for Team Cup.
Yeah.
Right. Oh yeah. Like I watched that back on like the YouTube. Like I watched it back that way just because I'm like, oh my goodness, with work and everything, it's.
Yeah. Yeah, so the team calls are always recorded. So if that way you can always listen to the playbacks on those, and they're usually about a half an hour. These videos right here will help you to learn like basically what we just went over on Facebook. Getting started in your coach online office. They're only like 3 or 4 minutes a piece. They're really short videos. And then this link here where it says start here, this is Kelly's Team Illuminate. She's my upline. She created a full training portal and hired somebody to put them all in one location on her website. So that's what we're using as our Coach Basics, because what will happen is you watch one video and then until you complete that task, you can't go to the next one. Once you complete your task and you get through that portal or that training, then it'll unlock the next one and you can keep moving forward. That way it's a self-paced thing. You don't feel like, oh, I have to get all these done this week, or, you know, if you have, maybe you have some extra time on a Sunday and you want to sit down and try and do 2 or 3 videos, you can do that. Okay. This is going to be the link, and the passcode to get started with the training is this right here. You just have to copy and paste that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to open this 21-day fix posting script, because you mentioned that, you know, like you don't want to say too much, but you're not really sure what to say. This is exactly how I talk to people. I ask them if they would be interested in joining me in a group. And then if they say yes, they say, oh, that's awesome. We would love for you to join us. Could you tell me a little bit about what interests you or why this interests you? So you can kind of get an idea of what their goals are and what's going to work for them. Maybe what their struggles are. Do you eat out a lot? Do you struggle with finding the time because you're a busy mom? Just kind of dive into what their struggles are, and then you can send them. I usually start here. After I've gotten to what they'd like to work towards, what their goals are, and what they're struggling with, then I send them this portion here where it says, I have no doubt, blah, blah, blah. And you enter their goals at the end. Like this one says, help you be confident in a bathing suit. That might not be what they're working for, but you would just personalize that to them. And then when they ask how much it is, then this part here that's in bold. And honestly, until I started using scripts, I kind of felt like you just weren't sure what to say. Every single person that I share a challenge pack with or that I talk with, this is exactly what I follow. Okay. So I know that as a new coach, and when you're first starting, you're like, oh, scripts, they're going to know I'm using a script. I promise they're not going to know that you're using a script. I promise. And if you ask any of the Diamond and Star Diamond coaches, they all follow a script. They don't just, shoot from the hip every time that they talk to somebody. So don't be afraid to use them. You can alter them a little bit to sound like you. Like I might say, hey, girl, or I might say, hey, love. Depending on who I'm talking to, I'm going to change my verbiage a little bit.
Right.
But for the most part, that script is going to stay the same every time. Okay. And then this just gives you a little bit on how to present the coaching opportunity. So you can look over that too. We won't dive into that too much on tonight's call. The biggest thing I want to go over with you, I'm gonna log into my account so that I can show you a couple things on the Coach Online office. But the biggest thing that we want to focus on is getting your contact list written down, and getting a list of names together so that we can start working off of a list. You have to have a list. That is going to make your life so much easier to track people and to just have a list written. And what I encourage you to do, and what has worked really well for me, is I just got a single subject notebook and I started my list in that. So that way, as your list grows, because it's going to grow and you're going to continue to meet new people and make new connections to share this with, you can continually add to it and have it all in one location. When I first started as a coach, I would just write it on a piece. Like I started on just like a sheet of paper. Well, Lord only knows where that piece of paper went. And then I started and it got folded up and put into my journal and probably got lost along, so I probably started a list 5,000 times until I started that single subject notebook that I know everything is in there and I can keep it all organized. That helps a lot.
Okay.
So that's what I would do. And that's going to be your first task to work on right now, is to sit down for like 10 or 15 minutes when it's quiet and just start writing names of people down. Try not to prejudge them or to think, oh, well, they wouldn't use it, or I don't really want to help Uncle Bob with his health and fitness. But if you think of Uncle Bob, it might lead you to think about your cousin, that you could write her name down and you would be able to help her.
Okay.
So just let your mind be free and go
Okay.
through and write down your list. And you should be able to come up with 100 to 150 people pretty easily. And even if you need to go through your Facebook, like your friends on your Facebook is a good starting point. Obviously, you're going to have some coaches on there that you're probably going to leave off the list that you already know are coaches, but that's okay. You probably have a good amount of people on there on your friends list that is a good starting point. So I just wanted to show you a couple things in your Coach Online office. So do you have an understanding of what Success Club is? Since you're participating in a team cup, that's going to be pretty important to know right off of the bat.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask that. That's on my list of questions. I'm like trying to like, where do I start? What's all this mean? You know?
Yeah, and there's a lot of abbreviations. We use like SC means Success Club. Okay, so when you see somebody hit SC5, that means that they qualified for Success Club 5.
Okay.
Personal development, we oftentimes abbreviate PD. So if you see those,
I kind of got that. Yeah.
Okay.
I got that one, and I'm like, SC, Santa Claus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Pretty much.
Okay, so what Success Club is, it's a tool that Beachbody uses to measure how we are doing in our business, how we are helping people, and how is our business growing. So it's just basically a calculator or a ladder, okay? That's what it represents. So when you share a challenge pack with somebody, which is like what you purchased to get started, that's 2 Success Club points. Whether they're signing up to be a coach with a challenge pack or they're just a customer with a challenge pack, it's always going to be 2 Success Club points. Okay. Just for the initial order. If they stay on Shakeology indefinitely, you don't get a point every time. It's just on that initial order. Okay.
Okay.
And then if they order Shakeology on HD alone, which means it's auto shipped every month, even if they cancel it, when they initially order for that first time, you get 1 Success Club point.
Okay.
Okay. And that is just for customers. If you have a coach that signs up and then orders Shakeology later on down the road or something like that, you don't earn Success Club on coaches.
Okay.
Okay. So what we are going to aim for to qualify for Success Club, the minimum you can have is 5 points. Okay. And then they call Success Club 5 and then they call it Success Club 10. But I mean, there's some coaches that are hitting Success Club 40. They're knocking it out of the park. But with Success Club 5, that's going to be our goal every month. And that basically means that we're helping 3 people. 3 people every month is very doable. If we're doing the 3 vital behaviors, which is personal development, being a product of the product. So we're doing our workouts, we're eating good, and we're sharing that with people. We're doing our Shakeology, and we're inviting people to join the opportunity with us, whether it's through coaching or into a challenge group to help them get on path with the 21-day fix or one of the programs to help them get healthier too. So that means 3 people. So if you're inviting at least 3 people every day, you should very easily be able to hit Success Club 5. Now, I don't want to sugarcoat it because at first you're probably going to hear a lot of no's, and that's okay. I hear a lot of no's. Everybody still hears a lot of no's. My friend Meg, who is earning a lot, she's a 15-star diamond, and she is one of the leading girls in the business. She still hears no's. So we all hear no's. It's just we have to keep pushing forward in it and invite more people. And when you're first starting out, sometimes, especially those closest to us, they're going to kind of step back and make sure that we're going to be legit, that we're not just doing this for the moment, or this isn't just some quick thing that we're trying out, and that we're actually going to be consistent in our behaviors, and that this is something that we're going to stick with. So just keep that in mind. If you ever start to feel discouraged, speak up, because there's a couple things that we can do. There's a couple books that we can recommend. And that's if you start to feel discouraged by no's, that's usually when new coaches shut down and then they kind of go MIA for a while. And that does nothing but hurt your credibility and your consistency that you've worked to start building in the first couple of months. Okay. So that's what we're going to work towards. When you reach Success Club 5, at least, for your first 3 months consecutively, you earn a free ticket to Summit in Nashville, Tennessee in July, which is really awesome. I'm not sure how much the tickets are right now. I think they're around $300, but you earn a free ticket to go to Summit with us. And I think we have like 14 girls going from our team this year. So I'm pretty excited about that. And for the Team Cup, that's what's going to help you guys earn points. That's what the point system is based off of.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry if it doesn't look, I'm like writing notes and stuff.
No, that's fine. I just want you to ask questions if there is, because it's a little bit to absorb. So I just want to make sure that you understand what that means. That, you know, so our goal each month is to help 3 people get set up with a challenge pack. Yes, it's great to get people on to Shakeology, especially if they have an injury or something that they can't do a workout at the time. Honestly, the best way to really help people is to get them on a good meal plan, a workout, and the Shakeology combined. That's kind of been
just the couple people I'd been like, I've just tried to dabble a little with a few people that I'm like kind of closer with that, I know that are trying to change their lifestyle and stuff like that. I kind of talk to them, and I try to explain it to them because they're like, oh, Shakeology is so expensive. And I'm like, yeah, it can be. I can understand where you're coming from. And then because I read through my books that I got like with my pack, and I said, essentially if you went out and bought all the fruit, like I kind of used the fruits and vegetable thing that they put in there, how it's like $41 to buy all of that. And then it's $4 a day for, just I said, you spend that and sometimes in your fast food even more. Just kind of trying to put it in perspective. And if you eliminated that, you actually could afford it in a way, but not try to be too blunt or call them out like you eat too much fast food or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I guess it was that I held back just because I'm like, I don't want to make things worse or, shoot myself in the foot essentially. So,
right.
Because I'm sure that's like the most common question. Everybody is like, Shakeology is so expensive. And I said, yeah, but I can, and then that's when I say, I used to drink, and people that know me know how much coffee I drink. Like, that is my biggest thing. Like, I am totally floored at how much, like, coffee I don't drink, and I don't feel, I didn't even go through the withdrawal symptoms like I used to when I was, like, pregnant. Like, I used to have to drink caffeine or half calf even when I was pregnant because I was, having withdrawal symptoms. Like, I was withdrawing from a legit drug. Caffeine is a drug, but in a way, it's just, so that's like my biggest thing that I like share. And I'm trying, like, I've gotten to the point, like with one girl that I work with, I've like stripped myself down to the point where I'm like, I tried everything. I wore Spanx every day. I wore waist trainers. I've done over the counter supplements, like you name it. I did it. I've done Anapex, and it gets you quick results in a short amount of time, but it doesn't stay off.
Right.
And it doesn't change anything.
Right.
But like I told you at Fit Camp the other day, the biggest issue is every girl that I work with, like I truly and honestly, like at the new office that I walked into, I'm like one of the smaller girls. Like there's only 4 girls or 5 girls that are smaller than me, and everybody else is bigger than me. And they're all just getting gastric bypass or a sleeve because Mercy pays for it. Yeah. And the one girl, I'm seeing her, I guess it's just, I guess talking to people and just not knowing. I never thought it would be hard to talk to somebody about something, but this, I don't know why this seems to be a challenge for me, which in a good way, I like it because I'm actually being challenged at something and it's not something that's coming naturally to me. So
yeah,
it's good, but I just don't want to screw up, really, truly and honestly, because I don't want to, like I said, shoot myself in the foot. So
yeah,
I just don't want, I don't know. It's just I'm like, I don't know. What do I do? Like, what do I say next? I listen to them and everything, but I watched this one girl, I mean, she hasn't learned anything, and she's for 2 weeks now, she's like, I think she's like 3 months out since her surgery, and she was losing. And she's like, yeah, I ate pizza last night and still lost a pound. And I'm like, but I mean, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, great, but you're not learning anything because you're still eating. You're still eating shit.
Yeah.
Like, still eating horribly, and you're not realizing how your body would totally act and change differently. And I'm like, I can truly vouch for that because of just the way I feel. I'm blown away by, just the commitment from myself and how I feel for the last, now almost 28 days, because we're almost 28 days now.
Yeah.
And just like how I feel. So I just don't want to screw up or shit the bed with this whole thing. So that's like a lot of stuff. And I, just trying to take everything in and understanding what is expected. And like, I get the challenge packs because you're essentially the challenge pack kind of curbs the price of the Shakeology is what I'm kind of getting from that is you're getting the exercise workout that people would buy on infomercials, but you're getting good stuff too with the Shakeology.
Well, I will say this, never discount the Shakeology. So like if you're sharing the 21-day fix and it's 140 and Shakeology is normally 130 by itself, you say, well, this month, if you want to do the meal plan too and the portion control containers, you can get a $60 program for only $10 on top of the Shakeology, because the workout programs are the cheap thing.
Yeah, right.
We don't want to discount the value of Shakeology because it really is worth what it is. The reason that it's a pricier item is because of the ingredients that they put in. So many people look, well, I can just go to GNC and get a protein shake. Well, it's not a protein shake, for one. For two,
right.
the ingredients are grown where they're indigenous. They're not genetically modified. They're not grown here in the States where somebody's just popped up a field where the ground is completely depleted of its nutrients.
Right.
It's grown where it's indigenous to its land. So that's why it's so wholesome and the ingredients are so good for us. So that would be my first thing. So
okay.
I get like doing the discount thing, but just discount the program rather than the Shakeology when you're sharing that with people.
Yeah, I guess and that's one of the things. Like, I'm like, look, like you essentially are getting the program for free. Yeah. I did say, like, you're getting the program for free where you would pay $50-$60, with it on an infomercial, because I mean, it is available via infomercial. Absolutely. Right. I mean, I can see Autumn any day on any channel at 5 a.m. trying to sell a product.
Right.
So
what the cool thing is that, they get you and they get your support group. There's a reason that when people are talking to you about it, they're drawn to you. They have a relatability to you. Somebody that maybe can't relate to me but can relate to you, they're going to pick you because there's a connection there. So don't ever discount yourself either, that you're going to be there by their side to help them through the program.
Okay.
And when people give you the objection of the money, I'm sure that you did. I know that I did. I kind of was the same way. Like, I was thrown back by the price and I was like, holy crap, are you kidding? So yeah. What I use a lot of times when that objection comes up is feel, felt, found. So I totally get that you feel that way, girl. That's how I felt when I first was introduced to Shakeology. But what I have found is, and then you can share that you've gone off of coffee for the most part and that you still feel really great and you have energy and you don't need that addiction to caffeine, or you don't need that fix every day because you have the energy. So feel, felt, found, validate their reason, validate how they're feeling, because it's true. That's how most of us felt when we were first approached with it. And that you felt that way, so you're validating even more, and you're justifying it. You felt that way too, but what you have found is, and then whatever your story is,
right?
Or if you know that like for myself, it's really helped with my cravings, so you can even share that. Oh, what I have found is, like, even my friend Corey, blah blah blah, and you can share that with people too.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helps too, to kind of just connect to them on another level and validate that you do understand that it is an investment. And not that you would say this to somebody, but let's be honest, you're either going to invest in your health while you're living and provide yourself with a good life, or you're going to be investing in yourself when you're sick down the road because you stuffed your face with crap for your entire life.
Right.
It's either going to go to the doctors and medical bills and traditional meds, or you're going to feel alive by putting good foods into your body and spending the money there.
Yeah.
Really, the choice is, to each person.
Right. For sure.
So,
I mean, totally makes sense. And then, I mean, I like that one, that the feel, felt, found, I mean, I can totally, because I mean, I can relate it. I can relate it in so many like ways with everything that I've tried. I was, and everybody is a skeptic at first. I mean, it's in our nature to be skeptical. So that's why, and I think that's in part what pushes me too. I mean, and my mom, but I mean, just her persistence. And then of course your persistence in a way of just not ever losing touch has, been extremely helpful. Like, it was just me wanting to do it. I had to do it for me. I used to hate it. Like the more and more my mom would be like, you really need to lose weight. You really need to take care of yourself and everything like that. And I just like, Peggy, shut the F up. I'll do it when I want to do it.
Right. But it's her trying to be that loving mother, to try and make sure that you're taking care of yourself, but it's from your mom. So she could have said it in the most loving way possible. And we still take offense to it because she's your mother.
Right.
That's just the way, the nature of the beast.
Right. So 3 people a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess, just kind of, I mean, just dive into it, essentially. Like, just talk to people is the best way. Just talking and making a list.
Yeah, what we'll do is you'll start your list. And then once you have your list done, I want you to take a picture of it and either text it to me or send it to me through Messenger. And then what we'll do is we'll start reaching out to those people, 3 to 5 people a day, and just reconnecting. We don't have to say anything about Beachbody. If it comes up, fine. Like if they're asking like what you're doing, that's fine. But if the objective is just to open the door of communication with those people again, to start reconnecting with those people. Hey, how are you doing? Did you have a good holiday season with your family? Are you guys getting back into a normal routine again? I know for us, it's been kind of crazy. Just general conversation.
Okay.
Kind of like we talked about that you felt like a coach in particular wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just that general conversation to open the door and reconnect with that person. It doesn't necessarily mean it needs to go to inviting them into a group right away. And maybe it's not a good time, or maybe while you're talking, you find out that they're pregnant or, something like that. And then you can kind of write on your notes, okay, maybe I should follow up with her in a month and just ask her how she's feeling, just to keep that door open and to keep that conversation going, things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay? So for right now, definitely get a list. And then from that list, we're going to highlight 8 to 10 people who whether they're into health and fitness or not, or they've tried Beachbody or not, 8 to 10 people who have characteristics that you admire and that you would like to work with. These are people that you want to invite to be on your team.
Okay.
So maybe they're really passionate. Maybe they're a go-getter. Maybe they have big dreams and big goals, and they're just that type of person that has a lot of drive. Those are the people you want on your team. Hard workers, people who are positive in nature. We don't want to invite people who are negative Nancy's onto our team because it's just going to bring the morale down. So you want to seek out people who have a positive light about them, things about yourself that you love, that you can connect with your close friends. The ride or die people, the people that you admire and that that you can always count on them type of people. Okay. And then once you highlight them, then we'll kind of talk about sharing the coaching opportunity with them as well. Okay. I'm going to go back to screen share. I just, while we were talking, I'm like, I don't want to just look at this tiny little box. So,
no, totally.
I'm going to go back to the screen share really quick. And so when you're in your coach online office, so you have your coach ID number here, and this is in that one video, but you'll see here that
how did you get to this again? This part again?
Okay,
like,
so you log into your Team Beachbody. It's probably going to be slow. Okay, and then under coach, you go to coach online office.
Okay. Thanks. I'm like, because I'm like, I was trying to find my coach ID, and I'm like,
I don't know.
I'm at work, and I'm like, it's got to be on here somewhere. Where's all my vital information?
It's all right here.
Okay.
And then right here in the middle, usually the Success Club tab is up. So you'll see right here, in order to qualify for Success Club, you have to have your Shakeology or 90 points on PV. So, or 90 points of personal volume, which means that you have 90 points on HD every month. So yes, I qualify because my Shakeology shipped. And then here you have your points. So currently I am at Success Club 8. So it says, yes, I've qualified. Once you've hit 5, you qualify. They really are too concerned with how many points you have after that. It's just that you at least have a minimum of 5 there. So that's where you can keep track of that. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to show you here is under the news and training, if you go under news, this is where we were talking about like the national wake up call. So this is a good place to just come and check over everything. It's going to have what the current promotions and specials are, their price, all that information there for you. It's going to have any recognition, anything there, what's going on. Anything coming out, like the cafe latte just came out. So this is just product information here. Any upcoming events will be listed there. And then under the training tools, you have all kinds of stuff there. And then, okay, so then the next one is your national wake up call. So these are all the latest national wake up calls, and you can click on it and you can actually save. I don't know why it scrolled down like that. You can actually right click and save the MP3.
Okay.
So this is the MP3, or you can also call back to the callback line, but you can also just download it as an MP3 right there.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, there was one more thing I was going to show you here quick. When you're talking to somebody, I hate when it does that. I'll just use this.
No, you're good.
Coachingcodes.com. This is my savior. I actually have copied most of the links that I use most of the time, and I have a note on my phone. You have a Samsung, don't you?
Yeah.
So I have the Note 4, and I just have an S Note open that's just strictly Beachbody, and I have copied and pasted my vital links that I use all the time right into that. So if I'm talking to somebody and I'm on my phone instead of being at a computer, I don't have to go through all this. I just have the link right there that I can just copy and paste right into a message for somebody.
Okay,
so
cool.
This is coachingcodes.com.
Okay.
And this is basically a website that converts every single link that will link to your website. And it gives you the direct link. So my number is 159117. And then if I scroll down, all the links that would go back to my page, instead of like saying, okay, my website is www.beachbodycoach.com/Corey Mayo, I'll do this. You plug your coach ID number in, and you'll see at the top here, there's like all these different, I'm using my finger like you can see my finger.
That's okay.
Yeah, right there. So you'll see like screen name, domain name, blah, blah, blah. You don't need to plug any of that in. That doesn't matter. Just plug in your coach ID number.
Okay.
That's what's going to go at the end of the link extension so that you have it properly. So you'll see here, like just the shop link, it has my coach ID number at the bottom, at the end. To sign up to become a coach, there's the link there. And then I can even go into challenge pack links. So like I have the 21-day fix challenge pack, become a coach, the 21-day fix extreme, in both, all 3 of those links in my coach ID number, and then all 3 links in PJ's as well, because those are typically the most. I'll probably add hammer and chisel here soon. But then you'll see like every challenge pack, you can see which ones they are.
Mm-hmm.
All the links are right here. So you can just copy those and have them saved into a note on your phone to have access to them. And if you're at a computer, you can always pull this up too. But then that way you have access to them without being like, oh crap, what's that link again? Or what do I got to wait till I get to a computer. You can just send them the direct link.
And then that links them to you and to the product, essentially.
Exactly.
Right?
So like if you were talking to somebody about the 21-day fix challenge pack, and they were ready to order right now, you wouldn't want to do Espanol unless they speak fluent Spanish. The 21-day fix challenge pack here, you would have that and just copy and paste that directly to them. I always tell people, I think I did in your email as well, you can choose your flavor. I usually tell them what my favorite flavor of Shakeology is. I encourage them to do a bag because it's 30 days, it's 30 meals instead of 24, just things like that. And then I tell them to let me know once they've ordered so I can double check on my end. But this is a really useful website so that you can have the direct links instead of being like, okay, go. The easier you make it for people, the more likely they're ready to do it right now. And I'm sure that you can attest to that. Like if you have to go through a bunch of rigmarole and you're like, okay, I got to find this website and then I got to find the shop link and then I got to look for this product name and that's just way too much for people.
Yeah, that was part of my like a little bit of my frustration. I'm like, I thought I could have swore I signed up at first with with Erica, and then I'm like, what website or like what email did I use? And then trying to find like you off of her, but yeah.
And because we thought you went through her, I have no way of seeing like her information. So
I couldn't find anything on me either.
Yeah, that's what she said because she did a search. And then once they order, that Coach Online office that we were just in, that can take up to 48 hours to refresh. It usually only takes maybe 1 hour, but it can take up to 48. So if you're wanting to know, like, did this person's order go through, what you'll do is you'll go to the Coach tab, go to the previous office view. Under here, you go to My Orders, and then you'll see My Customer Orders. And this will show immediately. As soon as they hit click, that's where it's going to be. Okay? And then you can even pull up, you can pull up their invoice. You have their, so like I like to try and send thank you notes and introduce myself, especially to customer leads that don't know me, and you'll have all their information right there.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have any other questions for me or anything else you can think of since we were talking?
Not anything off the top of my head right now. Can you like go to like your main screen, like where you put your transformation story and stuff, and kind of just go over that? Because I was like clicking on a couple different things. I know I don't want to take a lot of your time, but
no, you're fine. Like here,
like where you
like my profile, you mean?
Yeah, like
Lord, I haven't looked at my profile in a long time. This will be interesting. We used to have to check into this in order to qualify for Success Club and stuff, but they changed it, so you don't have to do that anymore. So I probably should update it. So you have like your basic information. So
like does this legitimately help? Like
this really doesn't do anything. The only people that see this type of information are people that are already signed up through Team Beachbody. So maybe they signed up for a free membership or they're one of your clients. Then they're already, when they go in, they can like search coaches or search buddies, if you will. Like, see, this says I have 4 requests. They can search buddies, and that's how they can pull you up.
I guess it's obviously, is it like, what's the importance of making sure that you have your profile together? Like, obviously important.
So like as you get advanced and you have customer leads, which is like when somebody orders from an infomercial, Beachbody assigns that person to a coach. So even though they didn't order through a coach, once you hit Success Club 5, you will start to get into the customer leads where you're getting free customers. that are coming to you. Okay. You don't make commission on their initial order, but you're being paired up with somebody that you can help and that might become a coach down the road or order more programs, and then they're your customer. So when they log in, then because they haven't met you before, this gives them an idea of who you are and what the story is. This is something that is going to be required once you get to Emerald. So I would go through and do it. It shouldn't take too terribly long. I don't have a crazy bio. It just kind of shares our story about how we lost the weight and became coaches, that sort of thing. And then I have some photos uploaded too, I think, that are just like my befores and afters.
Right.
Yeah, just I think I probably just uploaded them as I was submitting them for the challenge, that sort of thing. So So that shouldn't take you too long to do that. And then did you know how to do your actual website, to edit your website? That's probably part of the training, but I'll show you real quick. You go back into your Coach Online office and it says My Websites, and you can edit your sites. You can only edit them so much. Like you can add a picture, you can add your phone number. That's about all you can do. Okay, you can add your picture here, and then you can add your phone number. You can change the way that your name appears, just little things like that. And then that way it's a little bit more personalized if somebody comes across your profile or your website.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just, I'm like, do I need to get this set up right away? Like, what do I do? What do I have to do? What do I not have to do? Everything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get working on your bio and your profile, but until you're Emerald or about to go Emerald, it's not going to be a huge concern. But it will be something required once you are getting ready to go Emerald.
Okay.
Which means that means you have 2 personally sponsored coaches.
So, like 2 people sign up as coaches under me.
Right.
Gotcha.
Not necessarily just 2 coaches under you, because like when Erica signs coaches, they can go under you. Coaches, I think you're on her left leg, so that means you get the benefit of my coaches too, because you're on her strong leg, which is good. And you might even have a coach or 2 underneath you already, but it has to be your personally sponsored.
Like I got them to sign up kind of thing, right?
Yeah, you get benefit from coaches underneath you's volume, but you don't get credit if they're not your personally sponsored coach as far as rank advancement.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, so Louise is like, I think I want to start doing Shakeology, and I'm like, of course you do. Should I? Would it be more beneficial for us, cost-wise, for him to sign up as a coach under me, or like I mean, how did you and PJ do it? I guess because I get a lot of people that are like, I think it's really cool that you and your husband are doing it together. I'm like, took that lead from my friend Corey. Like just doing it that way, but showing, because I think that's a big thing too. A lot of people, it says a lot for you as a couple and as a unit too. So
yeah, absolutely.
Appeal to like that too. I think that's helpful, which makes sense. But so yeah, I guess what should I do with Elise? Sign him up as a team member, sign him up as a coach.
Okay, so it's cheaper for you right now, like right this minute, for you to just order the bag of Shakeology under your coach account. But I strongly encourage you to enroll him as a coach ASAP. It's going to cost you an extra $15 a month right now, because you have that business service fee that you're going to have on both accounts instead of just one. But I will tell you this, his account is bringing in at least $500 a month just sitting, because I signed him up immediately, and he's racking all that volume of all the team that we have built underneath him. So down the road, and I know like Lindsay Matway, who has been a coach for like 7 years, she was like the #1 coach, I think, in 2013. Her husband's account, and they don't really actively work it anymore, racks in $100,000 a year.
Okay.
it's the smart thing to do. Basically what happens is if you start putting coaches underneath him, that trickles up to you. So you're basically piggybacking. You get to make money on his account, and then you get to make money on your account because you're going up.
Okay.
So it's very smart. And unfortunately for me, his account is on my strong leg, which I didn't know what any of that was when I first started. And Kelly didn't really either. So she didn't know how to direct me when it came to that. Always put your spouse on your weak leg.
Okay.
You will be able to grow that volume on that side, and then you'll benefit more. It's a little bit confusing right now because you're just getting started, and we can dive into that. And there's a lot of videos you can watch that are just a few minutes long, but it's more beneficial to you in the long run to put them on your weak leg.
Okay.
Okay.
That's future conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I would definitely get him enrolled as soon as possible. And then you're halfway to Emerald. Then you only have to get one more coach enrolled. So.
Okay. And then, is it best to sign them up then as a challenge pack, or just it's the cheapest way to go, essentially?
Well, yeah, think about it. Like if you sign him up with the challenge pack, that's $140, and you make 25% commission on that. You're
paying yourself a little. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not paying very much. And it waives that startup fee of $40, plus you have 2 Success Club points already.
Okay.
It's definitely the smarter way to go.
Okay. And then I know this is probably down the line after I get my list together, but it's just kind of something that popped into my head. What is besides I think the pricing of like the Shakeology and stuff for us as a coach, like if somebody like how I was like, I don't know if I want to just join the team or be a coach, you know what I mean? Like how is somebody that would be a fence sitter on that? Like what would be, you know what I mean? Because I mean, obviously you're always trying to get people to just sign up, even if it's just as a team member, but like that if they're wavering, oh, maybe, you know, what coach do you want to, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, like if they're considering coaching. So if somebody's considering coaching, I would invite them to watch our 30-minute video on the coaching opportunity. And I always set up a follow-up call before I send the video link to them. And for your first couple calls, we can do a 3-way so you can kind of see how I talk to somebody. Your situation was a little different because you already knew that you wanted to do this. So we didn't have that traditional phone call that I have, like an interviewing process that I normally have with people. So that's definitely something that we can do together so that you can see how I go through that.
Okay.
I'm showing you the files that start here, Successful Coach, that last file that says presenting the coaching opportunity. It's word for word how I shared it. I copied and pasted it from sharing with a girl. So you can see exactly how I word things and how I share the video, and I make sure I get their phone number and a scheduled time to do a follow-up call before I send that link.
Okay. I guess, so just getting them to just maybe even consider the video would be just, if they're wavering, just say, well, what about trying just listen, you know, watching this video with us?
If it's something that you're considering, then that way it answers some of their questions. They probably have a fear of that it's a pyramid scheme, or, you know, that they're going to be locked into some contract, or they have to stock product or whatever. They're probably just have a fear that's holding them back. So that video will totally clarify those normal objections.
Okay. Cool. That's, then yeah, that helps a little bit more. I'm like, well, how did you know, like with me, like what you thought was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No. Okay. And then, so they just use the coach coding. I got that. All right. I don't think I have any other questions right now.
Okay.
Wait,
well, if you think of anything, just shoot me a text.
Okay. Absolutely.
Do you have my phone number?
I seen it's 419-467 something.
64. Yeah, it's almost exactly like yours. 648.
Yeah. Okay. I got it now.
Yeah, because yours is 848. What is yours?
846.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah. I like when my dad got our phones, like my dad's like 80, my stepmom's 82, my grandpa was 88, and I'm 86. Like we're all like, yeah, it's super crazy, like weird. So okay, cool.
I think my grandpa had 8'5", my dad has 8'6", my stepmom has 8'7", my uncle has 8'8", and I have 8'9".
That's funny. I can't think of anything else right now. I'm looking at my notes. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I can't think of anything else right now. What would be a good benefit to tell them, like, if they're considering like just purchasing like on an as-is basis or an as-needed basis versus like the home direct, besides obviously the shipping fee is cheaper, right?
Yeah, the shipping fee is cheaper. It's only $2 instead of $12 to $15. And that can be set up so that like they don't forget, like let's say they're only going through a bag like every 6 weeks. You can set up your cycle however frequent or long you want it to be. You can have it every 2 weeks. You can have it every 4, 6, 8, 7, whatever. You can make it whatever you want.
Okay. And then as far as any changes for me to like my account, like changing like my flavor, do I just do that like through the phone call, like call the coaches?
You can call coach relations, or when you're in your hold on a second.
Because a couple of people have asked me, they're like, "Ooh, you do Shakeology. They have that new latte coming out." And I'm like, "Yes, they do. Have you tried it yet?" And I'm like, "Nope."
I'm going to have samples next week because I switched mine. I have an extra bag of chocolate, so I switched mine.
Okay.
So I'll have 24 packets here in another week or so because I really want to try it. So you just go to my account.
Okay.
And then right here, Shakeology recurring orders.
Mm-hmm.
You click on that. And then it'll just ask you for your information. Is it going to be a one-time change? What's your current ship date? You can change everything there, your flavor, what day it's going to ship, all of that information right there.
How do I know what my current ship date is? Is it whatever day I ordered?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you remember what that is? You can look it up in that previous.
I know it's still like 15th. I know it's like right around the 15th.
If you only have one bag and you get it close, they should be able to pick it up.
Okay. Okay, cool. I was just wondering like how I would do that. Do you suggest having samples then on hand for people? Is like if they ask, because I remember my mom would get samples from you and like
I usually only do that like if we had like an overabundance, but I still had to have my Shakeology. I would just switch it to packets that month, and then I would offer like $35 for 7 of them plus a shaker cup or something like that, just to get to sell them or whatever. But I mean, I would see what the kind of response is first.
Okay.
Because the last thing I hate for people to do is spend $100 and just have them sitting there. I like packets on hand because I use them for giveaways too, but or like mini prizes for winning groups and stuff. But I would kind of see how things go. But we still 30-day money back guarantee. So if they want to try it and they're just not sure, you can always offer that too. But I will say this: if you decide to get packets, don't ever give them away. Just give them away, because they will just sit on somebody's shelf, and that's $5 that you could have had, sitting there for months and months and months, and then you never get a sale and they never try it. So if you sell them individually, I sell them for $6 individually. If you do them like in a group, I'll do them for like 7 of them for $35 plus a free shake or something like that.
Okay. I was just because a couple of people, and I'm like, my Shakeology, it's mine. Like even the boys, I don't want to, like I give them like the bottom. As long as mom's got hers, then you guys can have yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like Luis had one out of my bag, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, that's mine.
That's funny. I make the boys their own now because I'm like, when I have mine, I want the whole thing to myself. So I just make them their own and they share it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, cool. That's all I have for right now, I think.
Okay. Well, I hope that clears things up for you a little bit, and I'll help you get started. And then
Give
if
me
you,
a little bit of clarity. It's not as clear as mud anymore.
yeah,
It's a little bit clear.
it's just like the Maumee River right now. Just
Yeah, pretty much.
but just
It's not as thick and heavy.
yeah.
You know?
Well, if you can think of anything else, girl, just let me know. And then if you can get another call scheduled for next week, then we'll make sure that we go from there and get your list started and get that going. And then that way we can move forward because the cup starts on Monday. So
Yeah. What all is expected? Like, what can you give me a little bit more like rundown on like the cup? Because I'm in a group with that Lori made, and it's just, hey, I need emails, I need this, I need that. And I'm like, okay, what do I do?
yeah, you don't have to do anything unless she's going to do, I don't know how she's going to do her team, if she's going to do like a team call or anything like that. I'm sure she'll keep you girls posted. She just needed emails and stuff to get you guys registered. But basically, as you're working and growing your business and helping people and earning Success Club points, since you're on a team cup, they just keep track of your points. So essentially, it's not adding anything else to your plate. You just get to win really cool prizes for growing your business and helping people.
Okay.
So focus on what we're doing, and that's going to help you to earn points for Team Cup.
Okay, cool. I was like, is this something additional outside? Okay, good. Okay.
It's something that they do like every 3 months or so to kind of boost everybody and to give people incentives to push outside their comfort zone and get going. So
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, well, hey, this is gonna be another job. Like,
no, focus on what we're working on, and you'll earn those points. And you'll get an email once a week letting you know what your points are. But other than that, you won't really have to do much.
Okay. So, week to week, the calls for us to schedule calls. Luis is starting nights, so I'll probably have to do Thursday again next week later, like a 7:30 again, like because I think he'll be home. Yeah, he should be home. I try to do him but the 7:30 probably is going to work best. For me.
That's fine.
Just to give you a heads up.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I have all the slots that I'm available. And if for some reason there's a time or a week that nothing works, we'll make something work. I don't do calls on Mondays or Fridays just to try and give us some more family time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But if there's a week that we need to adjust something around, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay.
Well, I'm excited, girl.
Yeah, I'm week 1 of round 2 is almost done, and it's been crazy. I've been doing 2 days the entire time, so that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get Club Saturday?
I can't say this too loud. We got tickets to Monster Jam in Detroit so we're taking Jericho. So we got pit passes and everything. We're taking the boys. Yeah. So we probably won't make it just because I think it would be a tight schedule for us. Like the boys would be fine but us getting back home, showered, changed, and up there because it starts at 2.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was last minute. We just found out about it. So yeah, I won't be there Saturday, but I will be there the following week for sure. So.
All right, girl. Well, you guys have a good time. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and we're excited. We haven't told him, so he has no idea that we're going. Yeah, I know. His face is going to be amazing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, all right. I will talk to you next week for sure.
All right, Ash, sounds good.
All right. See ya.
All right, bye.